Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we are talking about luxury perfumes on my wish list or on my radar. But before we go any further, let's take a second to grab our iced coffee or a hot coffee. Let's take a sip and let's get started. I'd like to point out that today in Montreal, it is minus 17 degrees Celsius and I am still drinking iced coffee. I think at this point, it's basically a personality trait. So for those of you who are new to my channel, I have an online beauty consulting service. This is where you and I chat virtually one-on-one about your beauty concerns. Whether you have questions about your makeup, maybe you purchased some makeup or maybe you received some makeup during the holiday season and you're not exactly sure how to apply it, the best technique to use, you and I can make an appointment and I can talk to you, I can coach you through your application, or maybe you have questions about your skincare routine. It's really up to you, whatever you want to talk about. It's your time. So if you want to make an appointment, please click the link in the description box down below. Okay, so for today's video, I want to talk about some luxury perfumes that are on my wish list. Some of these I've tried a little bit in passing, and some of these I just really think I would enjoy, and so I'm going to wait until I can go in person or get some samples, and these are like my top coveted, top wish list perfumes. I would love to see this become a tag. I would love to see other creators come up with their own wish list perfumes. I'm not sure if this is already a video that exists, but if it doesn't exist, I challenge everyone who has a channel to come out with this tag as well. Just your top fragrances. It doesn't have to be very long, just like the first few you can think of. So for me, the first item on this wish list here would have to be the Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille. This to me looks like such a decadent fragrance. I love sweet perfumes with vanilla, and this fragrance here has a lot of vanilla, as the name would suggest, and it looks like a very gourmand, heavy fragrance. It has a little bit of tobacco, it's a bit spicy, it's warm, it's sweet. It just looks like a really wonderful fragrance, and I think it's also a little bit fruity as well. I think it depends on your skin type, like your pH of your skin will change a fragrance. Like two people can wear the same perfume and it'll smell very different. But to me, this just looks like such a nice decadent fragrance. I really enjoy the smell of tobacco leaf. Not a lit cigarette by any means, but just tobacco leaf itself. I find that smells really nice. And the mixture of vanilla and tonka bean, to me, this just seems like such a nice fragrance. So that is on my top wish list for me. And it makes me think a little bit of Tom Ford Black Orchid, which is a really nice, warm, spicy floral perfume. Black Orchid is also quite heavy and decadent. And to me, something about both of these fragrances kind of seem like they're cousins in a way. And I have Black Orchid and I don't wear it every single day. It's kind of a mood. And sometimes I just smell it. Like I don't even wear it on myself, but I just smell it and it smells so lovely. And so yeah, I don't know. I'm just excited to add to this family of really rich perfumes. And then next up is from Dior. Now, I want to add some Christian Dior perfumes, but not just like the J'adore or Addict. I want to add from Maison Christian Dior. These are their exclusive boutique fragrances. So the first one I would like to add to my collection that's on my wish list is Rouge Trafalgar. This I have tried in store. It was several months ago, but I plan on trying it again, hopefully in the near post-vaccinated future. This one here is really light. It's fruity, it's fresh. It's definitely not at all like those Tom Ford perfumes I talked about. You get this burst of raspberry, bright, light fruitiness. I think there's a bit of citrus in there as well, but it's not a very green fragrance. It's really light and bubbly. There's cherry, there's strawberry as well, and I think the color of this fragrance is very fitting. It's this beautiful bright pink, a little bit red, and the fragrance actually smells like this. It smells like biting into like a juicy red fruit. It's definitely more of a daytime fragrance, but since it's so nice and easy, it's just easy to wear for any occasion. It's not something that's going to be a little bit challenging. With the more heavy perfumes, like I mentioned from Tom Ford, I feel like those really heavy fragrances can sometimes wear you if you don't pay attention. But this Trafalgar one is just so nice and fruity and light and fresh and youthful. And for something that's that expensive, it's kind of nice to be able to just like douse it on you liberally. Okay, so next up from Maison Christian Dior is Fève Délicieuse. Now, I cannot get away from these gourmand, vanilla, sweet fragrances. They just call to me. They call my name. They might as well be called alley perfumes. This is a very vanilla, sweet, warm and spicy caramel cacao fragrance. You do get a little bit of lavender and mint, which makes it a lighter fragrance, but you do get your tonka bean, your vanilla, cacao pods, caramel, a little bit of leather as well. So it's just that very voluptuous, very decadent gourmand fragrance. And I have to say that even the color of the perfume, it looks like this warm amber caramel. I find it corresponds so well to the fragrance. Sometimes when you just look at the perfume, you can kind of smell the notes. You can see, okay, this is going to be more toffee, more caramel, etc. And I have to say that I also really like the packaging for the Maison Christian Dior perfumes. I just like how simplistic, how minimalistic it is. I just really like the packaging, so I can't wait to add a row of these to my backdrop here. Okay, so next up is a perfume from Gucci. This is the Virgin Violet Eau de Parfum. So this is a very violet and also iris fragrance. I find that iris is a note that I really appreciate in perfumes because it's a floral scent, but it's really light. It's light, it's a little bit fresh and fruity, so it just makes the floral perfume a little bit lighter. It doesn't feel like you're being hit in the face with a bouquet of flowers. Sometimes floral perfumes can be too heavy, too intense, and this is just really nice, light, sweet, and a little bit youthful at the same time. This also has a nice powdery finish. There's a hint of vanilla, a hint of musk, so it is a very floral fragrance, but it's also very well-rounded. Okay, next up is Chanel, of course. The first one here is part of Les Exclusifs, and this is Les Beiges. So this is a floral yet sweet fragrance. I've heard it described as honey, sweet frangipane. But there's also a little bit of like a tropical hit to it. I think it depends on your skin pH, what notes will come out. But you do get lots of honey and also freesia. It's a white floral, so white florals tend to be really clean and fresh smelling as well, but I think it's also a mixture of the clean, fresh floral scent with that honey frangipane scent as well. To me, the Les Beiges fragrance seems like a really clean, bright, yellow, fresh scent. It's not overly decadent or overly gourmand, so it kind of seems like a fragrance you could have as your everyday signature scent. So it just seems like a really nice staple to have, especially because some of these very expensive fragrances, you know, it's fun to get ones that are just for evening or just for going out, but if you can get one that can just go with your everyday routine, that's also important too. I am interested to see how this will react to my skin type because sometimes these clean white florals do turn a little bit soapy. So hopefully this will not happen with Les Beiges. Next up from Chanel is Gardenia. So this is very floral as the name would suggest, but it also has a little bit of sweetness to it. I tried this out, I think last year in store, and I did enjoy it. This is a white floral fragrance as well. You have the jasmine, the orange blossom. I think there's tuberose in there as well. So it's very white and light, but you do have these soft fruity notes. I'm not exactly sure which fruit it is, but it's just slightly sweet. Not a heavy sweet, just like a lighter, fresh sweet. And I think there's also a tiny hint of maybe coconut and vanilla, but not in the sweet, decadent sense, just a light, fresh note added to the fragrance. This is also a type of fragrance that to me seems like an everyday classic, fresh, feminine fragrance. Hopefully this is something that I can just incorporate into every day, have it be some sort of like signature scent. This perfume also has green notes and patchouli. Now, for whatever reason, oftentimes when there are green notes and patchouli in my perfume, it will turn into a bug spray scent on my skin. It's really unpleasant. But when I tried this fragrance out in store last year, I did not notice a bug spray scent. So hopefully that will be true in the future as well. Okay, last but not least, we have a perfume from Guerlain. This is part of their Aqua Allegoria collection. This is the Coconut Fizz. Now, for me, this is like tropical paradise, island dreaming, mermaid vacation wish list perfume. This is a very coconut sweet floral perfume. I love everything about this. I love the packaging. I love the blue aqua. It makes me think of tropical beach vacation water. I love coconut. I love vanilla, but I don't think that this fragrance is a very heavy gourmand perfume either. I think it's a bit aquatic. It's a lighter, fresh fragrance. There's notes of fruit in here as well and coconut, but it's not like a coconut cream, sugar, what are those drinks, like those pina coladas? I don't think it's quite that coconut. I just think it's a nice tropical breeze. So hopefully in the future, fingers crossed, I will go on a mermaid vacation with this Guerlain perfume, you know, wish list things. And I think there's also a little bit of tonka bean. Anytime there's tonka bean or vanilla, you know I'm down for it. Okay guys, this is my wish list for my perfumes. As you can see, this wish list is pretty expensive, so I will hopefully be adding to this slowly but surely over the next several months. Please let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Have you tried any of these fragrances? Do you have these perfumes at home? Most of these that I've talked about have been out on the market for several years now, so I'm sure some of you have maybe one, maybe two of these perfumes on my wish list here. Make sure to let me know in the comments what is on your perfume wish list. I want to know because there are so many perfumes on the market. Sometimes it's easy to forget what's out there. So I would love to hear from you. I would love to know what's on your wish list. Before we go, please make sure you're subscribed to my channel. That's the best way to encourage me and support me on my channel, is to make sure you're subscribed and make sure you hit that notification bell so you can be notified when I post a new video. Okay guys, I think this is it for today's video. Thank you all so much for stopping by. I hope you have a beautiful day and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.